We are back. Another Can We Keep It Real podcast, man. Coming off a great week of football. Has some winners, has some losers, some games that we really didn't expect, some things we really did like. But first, I got to thank the people that make this possible. Shout out to R&R Elite Recruits. Definitely give R&R a call if you want to get recruited. Over 3,000 schools, 30,000 coaches on that platform. Check it out. And Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes, Mark Wright A Presidential Award winner. Give Mark a call today at 401-787-5203. And everybody knows our guy Emerson Kilgore. Definitely check Emerson out at 401 Strength and Fitness, man. We're going to bring in a quarterback from LaSalle High School. Everyone knows who he is. He came out of youth football, and I seen him at a camp. I think he was going into his freshman year, and I said, well, this kid is pretty good. He's by his senior year, he's probably going to be very exceptional ball player. And it didn't even take to his senior year for him to start showing us this. He started slinging the ball around over at LaSalle, and everybody knows him and number 14 always connecting. We're going to bring our guy Dean Padroni in. What's up, Dean? How you doing?
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem, man. I've been watching some of your games, with LaSalle. I seen you. The first time I seen you, like I just said, was you were coming into your freshman year. And I seen one of your youth level games, and I don't know if you were going to Bishop your freshman year or if you transferred to LaSalle. And I was just very impressed. And I said, this kid is going to be great by his senior year, and it didn't even take that long.
Yeah, I actually did go to Bishop Hendrick in my freshman year, then transferred to LaSalle my sophomore year.
Oh, okay, all right. How do you like playing at LaSalle?
I really love playing at LaSalle. It's fun. I mean, last year was probably one of the best football years and the funnest football years I've ever had in my long career. I've probably been playing football around like 8 years, and I have to say that high school season last year was probably the best.
I mean, you were slinging it, I noticed 14, what is that? He looks like one of your special targets, huh?
Yeah, he's really good. He's definitely a college level player for sure.
Nice. That's what's up. Now, I seen parts of the game last week. You played very well. It didn't have the outcome that LaSalle wanted, but what did you come out of that game learning?
I came out with the game learning where we have a lot to improve. I felt like at times we played really well. I mean, there were some plays that we all wish we had back. That happens in every game. But overall, I'm really excited for what we for like a glimpse of the season just in that first game. I'm excited for the season, especially after that first game.
We don't see a lot of left-handed throwers, left-handed quarterback. Do you throw defenses off with that? Are they kind of – because it threw me off when I was watching your film. I was like, it really did. So how do you disguise it?
I mean, I don't really know if it affects defenses. It might affect my receivers more because the ball spins left instead of right.
Nice. What game are you looking forward to? What's the game that what team do you really want to play this season?
Every team, there's a lot of great teams. Obviously the state championship last year didn't go the way we wanted to. I think we want to this year. Our goal is to win the state championship. That's the game we're all looking forward to.
Bishop Hendrick can always stand in the way of that, so you just you guys know you gotta be on your game at LaSalle.
Yeah, for sure. Hendrick's a good team. And they're not going to be any easier than last year. That's for sure.
Oh, definitely. Did you do any off-season camps this summer?
Yeah, I did approximately like 7 to 8 college camps combined this year.
And did you come out of that with a different mindset than you went into them with?
I mean, the same mindset is just try to get better, show what I can do going into those camps because, you want to get yourself out there. And if you have that mindset to go in and dominate, you'll probably have a really good outing. And that's what I did most of the camps I went to.
And you were definitely, I see you were part of the breakthrough, the Stanley Dunbar Passing League. Shout out to Stanley Dunbar. Did a great job with the Passing League. Going to get better every year. How was your experience with the Passing League?
I mean, me and Stanley, I've known him for 2 years, and I thought he ran the best 7-on-7 league I've personally ever been in. I know there's some 7-on-7 leagues out there that he's planning on going to, and I know that like his team will do really well down there, especially after like how well run and how well run the league was this past summer.
Yeah, definitely. It was a lot of coaches were involved. A lot of kids were involved in passing league. Now you play another out of Rhode Island team this week,
Yeah, we play Catholic Memorial.
and then who's the game you have? What's your next local game?
Local game, we play Cumberland the week after Catholic Memorial.
Nice. So you're gonna play Cumberland. How about the kid from Cumberland up there, UMass Stockman? Did you see that? The Dante, 5 touchdowns. He rushed for one. Rhode Island football is stepping up.
Yeah,
So,
I'm happy.
oh yeah, definitely, definitely. What are you have any colleges that you would like to go to?
I mean, for me, my college choice would just be any school that wants me, any school that wants to give me a full ride scholarship, because I don't really have a choice. I don't really care. I just want to get that full ride so my mother and father don't have to pay for college.
Well, that might not be a problem. You're playing good ball right now. I was looking at some of your clips over on Max Preps, and like you just put so much spin on that, and your receivers seem to be right there. Let's talk about your receivers. Who are they?
Dimitri Idefrades is a senior. He's really good. You have Jakai Washington, who's in my class, and then also Justin Denson in my class. Those three are probably the most known. There's some guys that aren't as known, like Jake Lincourt, who's a little less known guy, but he's also a senior, had a touchdown this past game. Chase Galvin, he actually transferred in last year. He's going to have a good year for sure. He had to sit out last week because of some situation, but he'll be back this year, and I think he's going to have a really good year.
Excellent, excellent. Now let's talk a little about your line. They keep you standing up. You can't play without them guys. How important is that line? Let's show your line some love.
The line is everything. I mean, I've experienced some games where if you don't have an offensive line, you won't win a game or you won't score a lot of points. I remember one game I just got hit a lot of times, and I started to appreciate linemen right from that day. It was like 5 years ago. I got hit so many times, and I started to appreciate linemen from that time. I think linemen are one of the most important units on the field.
Yeah, it's part of the one unit that you kind of need. You can't play without. You want to give a couple of coaches some love?
Coach Marcone's my head coach. You have Jermaine Monterio, who just added on this year to our coaching staff. He did really good. Coach Lombardi. All those coaches, I think, do a really good job in getting this team ready for each week and this long season we have.
All right, tough question. Your favorite NFL team?
My favorite NFL team, wherever Tom Brady goes, I go.
Great player, isn't he?
Yeah.
He figured out the fountain. He figured out how to stay young. So you a Tampa Bay guy now. I mean, how can anyone not be? They just have they're a very scary organization, So, but you still got some love for the Patriots.
Yeah, I still like the Patriots. I'll root for them if they don't play Brady. I'll root for them.
Nice. That's great, man. I'm glad to have you on. You want any other shout outs? You want your parents, your family?
My mother and dad, a lot of this success doesn't come without them, obviously. But yeah, pretty much that. I mean, those two really I'm just in the passenger seat, they're really driving. They're really on the road. You know what I mean? They're driving the car.
Well, listen, man, he wants that championship, so you want that number 1 and number 2 seed. So you got a lot of work to do. You know what I mean? A lot of football ahead of you. Central's gonna be playing very tough football. Did you see NK getting St. Ray's kind of put a little open to can of butt on them?
St. Ray's is good. I know I played with the majority of their players in youth, and I wasn't surprised that St. Ray's actually won, especially with some of that talent St. Ray's has.
Yeah, big shout out to Moses Muse, Chris
Yeah.
Molina, Napoleon, all good players. DePina Gray, Andre, a very good quarterback, and they have a very young team. I would put St. Ray's against a lot of the D1 teams right now.
Yeah, I think they're a D1 caliber team for sure.
Well, it's all about Rhode Island football, definitely, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank your parents for having you on, man. You're welcome to come on anytime. Tell your coach he should get up in here, too.
Okay, thank you.
All right, my guy. Have a good one.
Thank you. All right.
Dean Varrecchione doing his thing. LaSalle, thank you for coming on. I'm glad I was able to give him the opportunity to come on. I got to send a message to Coach Fort and see if we can. Yes, Dean did a very, very great job. I didn't have time. I actually had it uploaded, but I wanted to put some of his highlight films up there, but I didn't want any problems with copyright infringements and some of that. But I'm definitely, it's on my Facebook page. So you can go there and check it out. But I remember Dean coming out of youth football in Johnston. Might have seen him at a camp before he was heading into Bishop Hendrick, and I was like, wow, the kid's going to be a great football player. I was figuring by his senior year, but it didn't even take that long for Dean to develop into a great, great football player. And if you're on a team and you want to come promote your team, if you're a coach, you want to come on, players, coaches, always welcome to come on and just promote their team. Check out the interview I did with Nate Turner, NFL alumni, played for the Buffalo Bills, played for the Carolina Panthers, played in not one, but 2 Super Bowls. He had a lot of wisdom. But let me send this message out, and we'll watch this crazy UMass document video with 25 of our Rhode Island football players. You're very, very welcome. No problem. Dean, great kid, great football player. Look forward to having him on again. Definitely give it a minute while we wait for Coach Fortin to come up in here. Sorry I didn't get the stream link out in time for everybody to see it, but we're going to have Coach Fortin up in here in 1 second. Thank you, Dean, for coming on in. Check out the, LaSalle football for sure, doing their thing over there. LaSalle always had a good team as long as I could remember. My buddy Billy Vija has a scholarship over there at LaSalle, so definitely check out the Billy V Scholarship Fund. Billy V played at LaSalle. We will definitely have to have Billy V on very, very soon, but we're just waiting for Coach Fortin to get up in here. Shay had a game today. Shay played the Bulldogs junior varsity game went on today. I think I had the score. I think it was 10-6. Westerly. First it was 8-6, and I think there was a safety. It was a good time for the younger guys to really get some looks. So what's everyone think of this season? How about Shea shutting out Moses Brown this week? A lot of people are surprised by the Narragansett game, the SK game. Narragansett turning it on in the fourth quarter. Maybe it was a little too late by that point. Whenever you ready, we're just waiting for Coach Fortin at EWG. How about what was it? Barrington East Providence game. A lot of people wanted to see the live look what Barrington had. Barrington beating East Providence by 1. I think it was 7-6, if I'm not mistaken. Should have Barrington beat East Providence a little better than 7-6? I think so. Barrington graduated a big team last year. 25 players. Not a lot of people have 25 players on any high school team. If you can get 25 players on a team, even close to 20, it's a pretty decent sized class. And another team that I would definitely, I don't know how it didn't make a top 20, was the Burrillville Broncos. Shout out to Coach Ferraro doing his thing in D1. And the reason why I think Burrillville stays successful all the time, because Burrillville they have a good youth program. They have a great youth program. And what they do is, as they're going up through the micros to the juniors, up the level all the way up to high school, they have similar plays, But when there's too many turnovers, but if you have different coaching staffs coming in and out, and that's what makes Burrillville so good. I think Burrillville has a great feeder program. They work with the high school. They don't have no egos. The egos are left at home, and the Burrillville youth end up working with the high school, and they work hand in hand, and they create a great feeder program. That's how you create great feeder programs. You don't create good feeder programs by having animosity towards the high school. Got my cup. See, my daughter said I could use her cup. It's only sunny day. Don't worry. But Burrillville has a good feeder program, and that's why Burrillville stays competitive year in and year out. Now, Burrillville coming in this season, what do they have? 13, maybe 16 players sophomore up. SK beating Narragansett. That was big. Narragansett turned it on late in the game. You look at Pontigansett, right? Pontigansett. Let me see. How can I say this? We're not insulting. No, I'm just kidding. Pontigansett have been in D4 for a while, right? They have size, right? What do they have? They got to have about 66 players over there, right? 66 players for Pontigansett, right? Big. They got the numbers. They're always competitive. Like, how long are you going to stay in D4? I'm just curious. Why are they still in D4? But now, a lot of people say you look out for what? The Bakalov kid, the Carpenter kid, and what's the other one? Brandon. Am I saying his name? Brennan. So yes, you got a great run game, but you need a good line. Do you have a good line? You need a good line to sustain that run game, right? Now, can your line hold enough to open up your passing game? So at that point, you become one-dimensional, right? So what do? You put everyone up so they can't run. Are they going to be able to sustain that all season? I mean, But respectively, Pontiac should not be in D4. They shouldn't be in D4. They should have moved. Why are you still in D4? I mean, a lot of kids on that roster. There got to be 65, 66 kids over there. Good running program, but can they pass the ball? Can they pass the ball? You beat up Juanita Sanchez. I get that. You beat up one. All right. By halftime, you had the game. To say that you made so many mistakes, how does the other team feel? I mean, what does that say? Some say you should have beat him by 80. I mean, you got a great run team. I get it, man. I get it. But just go easy. See what happens. It's a long, long season. It's a long season. Pilgrim. Who's seen that Pilgrim and EG game? That Pilgrim and EG game was it was something, man. And then last week Pilgrim plays Tolman, that tough Tolman line. Coach Blake came in on Friday night talking about it. He said that tough Tolman line, but did Pilgrim send a message out with these two games? One being the injury fund. We already know it don't matter. But Pilgrim was back big. Both games. Pilgrim comes out strong. Pilgrim going down to D2 last season, winning it all the year before, going from town hall, almost not having football, the mayor lying to these kids in their face, and going from town hall all the way to Cranston Stadium, winning the D3 Super Bowl. What does that say for what Coach Blake has built over there at Pilgrim High School? Blake has done a lot over there, and I think Blake's intensity is just it's crazy. Yeah, for all them people that popped in, you already missed the D4 drama. EG, they're moving up in some people. They did have a loss last week. I really don't know much about EG actually right now, so I'm not really going to go into EG. You look at the Westerly High School game, man. Shout out Stanley Dunbar, Lance Williams, player of the game. A lot of people see number 4 under center, little small kid. You know what I mean? You look at him back there, moving different pieces around. Let me see if I think I do have that somewhere. I wanted to upload that, but shout out to Lance Williams, player of the game. I also have the other teams also players of the game. Let me get them right here. 1 second. Here we go. Coventry High School, Nicholas Kopp, 17 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 fumble recovery. Way to go, Nick Kopp. I met Nick Kopp last year when we were working on the Independent Football League. The kid knows how to grind. So we were talking about Coventry. Coventry came off a game this week with Cranston East. Coach Gary Goodhart, you can see the interview when I interviewed him. Not too happy, coming off a win. And I said, boy, you look he said, I'm pissed off. I said, how was the game? He said, I'm pissed off. He said, I'm pissed off. Can't get no pissed. His mustache was trembling. He was mad. So I said, how was the game? And he goes, can't blame the kids. Can't blame the coaches. I said, the only one left to blame is the damn officials. And he said, yup, that's about it. No, he didn't say that. but you could tell by the expression the officiating was tough. I seen it on Facebook. People talking, the officiating was tough. The Situate game, the officiating was tough. Some kids had to change jerseys, and like I'm not going to stick up for the officials. And everyone knows Emerson comes on all the time, and he says, the officials have a tough job to do. We have 15 new officials, and I know people don't like that. They don't want to hear it. Oh, but the officials got a job to do. But what about when it was your first day on the job? You remember that? First game, like they had to rush all these officials, and tell you the truth, we only have enough officials to get through the league. Like we only have enough officials to do the game. So like I understand the officiating, they gotta do their job. The officiating's tough, but Cranston East, Coventry really they battled. There was a lot of calls that were egregious. Yes, absolutely. I'm not an official, so I could say that. Tolman had an equipment violation. Pilgrim had an equipment violation penalty when they played Tolman. So yeah, the officiating's are tough, and we're only gonna let people cry tonight about officiating. Coach, man, you didn't get the L this week, man. How was the officials during your game?
Hey, I told you I wasn't going to lose. I promised you I wasn't going to lose. We had a bye week, so it's easy to come out and say that. So I was able to scout some games, see my next opponent, and take some notes and get ready for our game finally to happen Saturday.
Look at Coach Fortin in his swag, EWG. You know what I mean? He's got to break out the nightgown. He's got a nightgown. Who else has a nightgown? Who else? He said, I got a two-piece. I had Dean on from LaSalle. What a good quarterback that kid is. Have you had a chance to keep up? Have you had a chance to see him this year?
No. During the season, I just with timing and all that stuff, I really just concentrate on what we're doing, and I try to pay attention to my division. To get outside of that, I just don't get the time for it. But I wish him well, and I hope he does a great job.
No, yeah, great quarterback. I think by his I said by his senior year the kid was going to be like phenomenal. And it didn't even take that long. The kid, I watched some of his game film today. Well, he just came on. Good kid. It's always good to promote these young kids.
Absolutely.
So EWG this week, Situate, man. It's like the Spartans versus the Knights. Aren't they both kind of like Knights?
I guess.
Give us the Greek history.
I don't know. History's not my forte, but
he said we football players.
Yeah, we're just football players. Now we're looking forward to the matchup. I had the opportunity to scrimmage them. To scout them last week. And we're just gonna prepare ourselves, and we're looking forward to competing.
They played Hope this last week. Yeah. Hope, a big, strong team. You was at that game, doing your due diligence, scouting these D4 programs. What did you think about what you seen out of Situate?
I saw two teams competing. I saw a lot of flags. I'm gonna be honest. I saw like 30 flags. I've never been a part of or witnessed anything like that. It was 11 o'clock kickoff. I think they got into the fourth quarter after 1 o'clock, maybe like 1:15. I didn't understand all the flags. A lot of turnovers. So I don't know if it was first game jitters. I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm not looking forward to that. That's for sure.
See, folks, that's how a professional diverts a question. You ask him a question, and he goes into like he's good. But yes, no, let's. I'm just feeling silly tonight. Let's talk about the officiating. A lot of flags. Not only your game. Coach Blake kind of said there was a situation about flags, but he said it was more of like an equipment violation. But he couldn't understand what the final ruling was. But that was only his problem. Coventry game I heard was supposed to be there. Supposedly there was a lot of stuff going on at that game. People will tell you the film don't lie. I don't know what Cranston East has to say about it, but Coventry comes out ahead of that game. Coventry makes Felix's top three in Division Two.
Wow.
Is Coventry a top three team right now in D2?
You know, I got to give it to Coach Goodhart and his staff and his players. I know the injury fund game is, some people use it as a scrimmage like I did. Some people used it to catapult their season, their program. He beat a D1 team. Regardless, I get it, injury fund game, but the momentum can do things for you. You can get something in your mindset, and then you play Cranston East, and Cranston East, and then they won. They beat a Division I team
Again.
So something has to be said about that. So they're big. I had them in the passing league. Their quarterback split ends. They run great routes. Their timing is pretty good. There are some big dudes on that team. So I'm not surprised. Coach Goodhart, I got to give him credit. I known him for a couple of years now. His team comes ready to play. I've never seen a Coventry team unprepared. So he's done a wonderful job with that. Remember, he took that over when Coach Dunbar left to go to Wesley. He didn't have a coach, and he took it over. He put the weight of Coventry on the shoulders, and they won a Super Bowl. That something has to be said for that, and he's doing good things this year.
I mean, yeah, he did win the Super Bowl, and shout out to everything you said. I mean, he did have some. He had all the pieces in place. I mean, he still had a coach it. He still had a drive it. He still had a run it. Yes, exactly. No, but he was left in a great situation, and even he admitted it on the live stream. He said Coach Dunbar left us in a good situation, and he left to go on to a better situation at Westerly. But Nick Kopp, player of the game, 17 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 fumble recovery.
Dude balled out. Good for him. He's been waiting for his opportunity, and it presented itself, and he took advantage of it. You can't blame the play for doing that.
So, how are the kids looking? Are they hyped up for their first game going into this week? It's been a long off season.
Oh yeah, they're excited. Today's practice was outstanding. The players came out and they were ready. They were ready to practice. They can't wait for Saturday. They were a little jealous. They went to the Situate game. I had players there. Just to get into some type of function. Hey, Saturday's going. We normally play. We got the bye week. We're going to a game. They were able to assess and evaluate what Situate brings to the table. They're going to take it to the practice field. But these guys are ready. They're ready to play. They're anxious. They can't wait to, put the pads on and play in front of their fans.
What do you go into your season with your players that want to be recruited? What is your first? How do you approach them?
Well, what happens is I talk with all my players and I tell them and I ask them what their goals are. Do you have aspirations of playing college football, number one? And the ones that do, we have a conversation. And I ask them why, and then why not? Tell me why you want to play college football. And then what is it that you want to do for a living? If you're going to play college ball and you want to major in a certain field, well, make sure you combine the two. Don't just go to a school just to go to school to play football, because then you're throwing money out the window. Let's make sure that we could match you to the school and to a football program, but let's get that education first, and then worry about do they have a football team, because if anybody has a football team, you may not have the degree that you want. So we sit down, we have that conversation, and then we talk about grades. I'm very fortunate. I talked to a lot of college coaches. I talked to Brian McCormick from Oregon today. He came to my practice today. Thank him for that. But him and I, we have a conversation all the time about what it takes to play college ball, and not just the physical part of it, but what makes a guy recruitable. It's grades. It's good character. How is he in school, out of school? So I preach that. Grades. I tell my kids you're a student athlete. Student first, athlete second. You can't be an athlete without being a student. So if you can't figure that out, then you can't play football. You can't pass. You can't play football. So then you're just wasting everybody's time. So that's a priority for my program. And then we go from there. Then I just see what is it they want to do, how long they want to do it for, and then I tell them what to expect. Come up highlights. Give them to me. I forward some already. I got a couple of kids. I got about 4 kids being recruited this year, and they're looking at film and they're looking forward to their senior year to see what more they can do, not just based off their junior season. And then I let my players know that.
I mean, they must be excited. I seen the local newspaper said you're going to Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know about that. When other people have high expectations, that's dangerous. We're taking one game at a time. We lost 12 seniors. I keep trying to tell everybody that we lost 12 seniors. We're in D4. That's huge. It's not easy. That's a big hole to fill. So, but we do. We do have a big freshman class, a big sophomore class, and we got some first-year seniors that are going to contribute. And they're going to compete, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do Saturday.
I know you're a high school football fan like I do. There was some great games on this week, contrary to what other people said, but that St. Ray's game, NK game, that seems to be the talk, what everybody's talking about. St. Ray's holding NK under 20 yards, kind of controlling that game.
Yeah, I heard about that game. I unfortunately I didn't see it. I didn't see any highlights of it, but I heard it was a good game. Once you get into the season, I just look at the scores. To be totally honest, what I do is I look at D4 because that's who I'm playing. And I looked at all of them, but everybody is talking about the St. Ray's game and how good it was, how physical it was, and how St. Ray's came out victorious. So a D2 team beat a D1 team. That's something to be said about that. That and the Narragansett and South Kingston game I heard was very good too.
I mean, Narragansett didn't get anything going into the fourth quarter. They were very quiet up until that point, and then they scored 14 points in the fourth quarter. So we're gonna have to wait and see what Narragansett does. But again, you're playing a D1 program, so Narragansett a D3 program coming from D4. But right now, Pilgrim looks like the team to beat in D3.
I like what Blake does with his program. I have the opportunity to talk to him every now and then. I haven't really talked to him in a while, but I like what he does over there at Pilgrim. I look forward to seeing what he does this season. I enjoyed watching his games when they won the Super Bowl, and my eye will be on that team to see how they do. I am friendly with Blake.
Yeah, Coach Blake is doing a lot of good things. But Coach Fulton, man, thank you. I know you have a lot of game film to go break up. Got to get ready for that tough Situate game coming up. Good luck to you. Good luck to the Spartans. We'll see who comes on top this weekend.
That's it. We're there to compete. We're there to go get it. So I'll let you know how it is. I'll give you a call right after the game.
All right, man. Coach Fulton, thank you, man. Always willing to come on. Win, lose, or indifferent. That's my guy.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you soon, Mikey.
All right. Bye-bye. Yeah, Coach Fulton, thank you for coming on. Talk that EWG Division 4 stuff. We'll see what happens with the Spartans up in Situate. Coach Derek got a good, big win the other day. Shout out to their defensive coordinator, too, up there in Situate. Really grinding it out. The defense looks to be the difference maker. Great quarterback, great running back coming out of Situate. Good quarterback at EWG. Like Coach Ford said, we graduated a lot of kids. We got young. Don't hail us champion jet. Don't hail us champion jet, man. But salute to all you guys and all the programs. Lance Williams, Player of the Week. Also, let me get the other one. I think Brady Burke, too, is Player of the Week for Coach Blake over there at Pilgrim. I tried to get all this stuff done in time. Yeah, Brady Burke, Player of the Week as well. We'll can't wait to see what Coach Blake does all season long. Thank you to our guests coming on. Good luck to LaSalle High school, good luck, DWG. Good luck to everybody. Thank you. Man, you want to make a donation, hit the Cash App. It's right here. Can We Keep It Real podcast. Thank you to Mark Wright A, Coldwell banker, Coastal Homes, presidential award winner. Give Mark a call. Big supporter of youth football. Emerson Kilgore, 401, Strength and Fitness, R&R Elite Recruits. Check them out, rnreliterecruits.com. Fans Only Sports. Appreciate everybody's support tonight. Thank you, Dean, for coming in. I really appreciate that.
You nervous with butterflies in your stomach, don't try to intimidate me, you couldn't scare me with lip. I'm spontaneous, smart, dangerous, fancy and quick. My trainer told me to work, he ain't prepared me to quit. I'm the only captain who's sailing this championship. I gotta hold down the city.